Hello everyone, I'm Joshua.
And I'm Abe.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Jay.
I'm Josh too.
Hello everyone, Joshua Myers here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Disney's The Emperor's New Groove from 2000.
Now in theaters.
Boom, baby!
This holiday season, there's one thing families agree on. The Emperor's New Groove is one of the funniest films of the year.
Yeah, doy.
It's Disney at its best. The grooviest animated trip since Aladdin.
No.
This holiday season's must-see gets 2 thumbs up.
Yeah!
For perfect family fun, there's no argument. The Emperor's New Groove, rated G, now playing.
The Emperor's New Groove stars David Spade, John Goodman, Eartha Kitt, Patrick Warburton, and it's directed by Mark Donnell. The plot of The Emperor's New Groove is that Emperor Kuzco, voiced by David Spade, thought he had it all, a devoted populace to rule over, a wardrobe of glamorous grab, and his unwavering groove. But his world is flipped upside down when he's turned into a llama by his devious advisor Yzma, voiced by Eartha Kitt, and her hunky henchman Kronk, voiced by Patrick Warburton. Now, the once mighty ruler is forced into unlikely alliance with the pleasant peasant Pancha, voiced by John Goodman. Together, they must overcome their differences as they embark on a groovy adventure. What are my positives with The Emperor's New Groove? Honestly, for me, a lot of the comedy does stick, especially just the slapstick. The slapstick is really good. You know, perfect timing on the slapstick. I would honestly say the comedy that is done the best with, as far as vocal comedy, is with the villains. Patrick Warburton and Eartha Kitt as Yzma and Kronk are honestly the funniest and probably the best part of this movie. Like, no joke. And honestly, if you really think about it, Eartha Kitt and Patrick Warburton as a funny comedy duo, it's honestly kind of a weird choice. But they seem like it's an unlikely choice too, but honestly, they managed to work that in really well. And I really like the villains in this. In fact, in some respects, I kind of wish they made a movie in which it focused really on the villains. You know? In fact, if they were to ever do live-action reboot of this, which I hope not, because of their current track record, but let's say if they do, I would like to see them take this story, at least from a different eyes. Because mainly, in the original focuses on, you know, David Spade's Kuzco and John Goodman's Pancha. Really, like, focuses on those two characters, really. But I would like to see a remake done to where it focuses on Yzma and Kronk. That, I think, if handled competently in that, could be a really awesome movie. Actually, a really awesome Disney movie. Really funny, too. Also, for what the film was trying to be, the animation is actually not that bad. Though, I have seen better. And also, the other characters aren't that bad either. Like, Kuzco and Pancha, you know, are not that bad. And some of the other characters they encounter aren't bad either. And honestly, for me, at this point, those are my only positives with The Emperor's New Groove. What are my negatives with The Emperor's New Groove? Honestly, for me, if I had to pick my biggest problem with this movie is that it doesn't seem like something Disney would do. You know? Because when you think of Disney, what do you think of? You think of the Disney Renaissance era of animation. Like, you think of, like, The Little Mermaid. You think of, you know, you think of the original Alice in Wonderland and just so much of these different stuff. And also when you think of Disney, you also think of Pixar. You know, you think of, like, you have your, you know, Toy Stories, your Finding Nemo's, your, Monsters, Inc. and that, you know, and there's just... And so when you think of Disney, you don't really think of David Spade as a llama. At least I don't. I wouldn't really think... Like, when I think of Disney, I don't think of David Spade as a llama. Also, I do think they kind of do some things with the story I didn't really care for. Like, they eventually did it to where they did the whole cliche of having the two main leads have a misunderstanding and therefore they have to split up, only to find out that one of them was right and the other comes back, and they did that in a short amount of time to the point where, first of all, not only did I not like the fact they used that cliche in this, but also I didn't like the fact that, like, it literally happened within minutes and they get back together, in minutes. And that just showed how pointless that stuff was. Also, I would have liked a lot more attention be put on, the blooming friendship between John Goodman's character and David Spade's character. I think that could have been handled a lot better in that and just focused on more. I also wish the villains had gotten a lot more attention. I think just overall this movie seemed rushed. There's this rushed aspect to the movie. And I think I can know why. Originally this movie was, meant to be this kind of like musical epic, kind of like, like in the same style of films of like, Hunchback of Notre Dame and stuff like that, but because of the fact that Hunchback of Notre Dame and that wasn't received very well and didn't got that much money in the box office, they decided to scrap a lot of ideas in that and went for something like this, which for what they did, not bad, but just, and I heard stuff about their original concept for this, and honestly, I'm really curious to see what that would have been like. Also, the songs the songs that are in this movie aren't that memorable. I can't remember a single song whatsoever in this film. Also, there are some jokes that just don't land for me, honestly, that it's like, like, I did have some chuckles, but honestly, at the end of the day, I did not really laugh. Again, the only stuff that made me laugh were the villains, with Eartha Kitt and Patrick Warburton, but other than that, not much. Other than that, those are my only negatives with this movie. So with that said, I'm going to give The Emperor's New Groove a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Honestly, for me, there's some stuff I really do like about this movie, like, again, the villains and that, but overall, I think the film was just rushed, and therefore, basically, not enough time was given for what they, what they could have done with the characters, and especially our main characters. And again, when I think of Disney, I do not think of David Spade as a llama, especially with Disney animation. Like, they could have done so much, like, something better than this, But for what it is, the final product and what it is, honestly, I actually do think is okay. I actually did love this movie as a kid, but as an adult, revisiting it, I did notice more problems, and therefore, I just find it to be a little bit better than okay. So that's it for this review. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.